Okay, this is a Kenwood KW-44 and it's a AM/FM tube stereo. I've had this for years. I thought I had a video of it, but I was reviewing some of my stuff, and I guess I really wasn't making videos back when I was working on vintage audio back in the day. So I'm going to add my content, a few things here. This particular stereo is really nice, so if you want to get yourself a tube stereo, I can highly recommend this. Honestly, I think this is a better receiver than my Fisher 400. At least it's a lot more sensitive, and it has an AM, which is kind of a nice. I mean, you don't use it much, but it's always nice to have. I've got it currently hooked up to a couple of these old Magnavox speakers, which actually sound pretty good compared to even my Wharfdales. I like them a lot. They have nice horn, high-end tweeters, and I think they use a 12-inch Magnavox main driver, which is a pretty good speaker. The features on this, it's kind of interesting. Let's turn it on. It's got a little tuning meter. Not much, it's really small. It's kind of funny, it pegs itself. You probably can't see that, but it's pegged, and as it warms up, it comes back. What I wanted to show you was how the kind of unusual FM is using. There you go. So right now we got on the AM. It has a ferrite rod antenna. The AM's not real super sensitive. I wouldn't say it's good for DXing, but you know, it's just got a little wire antenna hung on it. There's actually, I suppose you put a better antenna on it, it'd come out good. Let's go to the FM. The FM has I'll try to read these to you because you probably can't make out. There's a FM, then it has FM stereo. You have a monitor and a receive. I'll explain that in a minute. Phono and auxiliary. AFC, automatic frequency control. You can hear it just lost something. So you tune this. Max out the tuning meter. Then you can turn the AFC and to lock that in. Noise filter, multiplex noise filter. That's probably cuts some very high frequency noise from the pilot signal that might get through. I don't like turning that on because I think it kind of attenuates it just a little bit, and I don't know, I don't like it. It's got loudness, which basically boosts the low frequency response at low volume settings. And you can turn speakers off. I guess if you had the headphones. I've got some kind of little funny jack in there. So I was going to talk about the interesting FM. So remember, I have it set to FM right now. Now this is weird. You'll notice that it says FM monitor. There's no sound coming through yet. I was just on an FM station. And I've got strong tuning. But if I turn to FM receive, I get it. So I think the idea here was the monitor probably monitors the left minus right that's generated when multiplexing is working. So I've actually found a talk station here that doesn't broadcast in stereo. So when you turn on the monitor, what you typically do is you tune, you wait till you hear a station that's got something on it. So let's just tune a little bit here. So there's a station that's got something. I can hear it, but it sounds pretty poor. Click the receive and you get it. That's the left minus right, and that's the normal stereo reception. So this is just some weird way they had of telling when you were on, when you could monitor FM stereo by dialing across and finding something that generates some audio signal. You're getting the left minus right. And there's another one, 96.5. It's a very strong talk signal. Yeah, I'm getting absolutely nothing. Well, very low, I should say. If I click it to receive, I get it. Turn it back, not much. But if I find a station that has FM, like right there, so you see, that's how that works. Anyway, I better be careful because I don't want to get strikes, copyright strikes. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, the way this FM stereo works. You're probably saying, that's boring as all get out, Dave. Can you see the guts? Sure. Let me take the cabinet off. Take the top off here. I guess I should have done this before I turned on the stereo. Just hold on. Got 4 screws. It's got a nice two-tone steel cabinet, kind of like a hammer tone finish to it. Oh gosh, it takes a long time to take these little screws out. There we go. 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. But yeah, like I said, I have a few different receivers, and you know, the Fisher gets all the noise for being such a great receiver, and it's probably a great amplifier. I think it's pretty conventional as far as its actual circuitry for FM reception and multiplexing, because frankly it's not as sensitive as this receiver. This one gets FM channels across the dial, and it's really unbelievable. So I don't know if that's just because I don't have the Fisher optimized, or I don't know. Anyway, let's get this cover off. Let me take the cover off. Hang on. All right, here we go. There you go. So we have okay, I think those are 6 BM8s. Let me see. Yes, 6 BM8s, also known as a ECL82 for the European folks. It's a, if I remember right, it's a triode pentode combination. My guess is these are for the phono stages with these shields on it. It's got quite an impressive IF lineup here. I've got, it looks like 1, 2, 3 stages of IF, maybe a limiter, or maybe 4 stages. I'm not sure if that's a limiter. You know, the discriminator type of FM detection. I'm not sure what it's using there, to be honest. Here's the AM section. Got a little 6BE6 converter, a couple little AM IFs. So it's got one. I think it shares this one tube is an IF section for the AM as well. Anyway, I like these speakers. I mean, these transformers are really nice. Good heavy duty size. Power transformer is also a good size. It only has you know, a 2-gain capacitor, so there's no RF tuned section like you might find on some radios. It's just the oscillator and the tuner, not a, I can't remember what it's called, but you know what I mean, the RF section, and then it you know, there's an amplified RF section, then it goes through the oscillator, then you know, it's also got the main tuning section. But anyway, 6 let's see what we have here. 6BE6, then I have a 6AQ8. I don't know what that one is there. It looks like it has 6BA6s, which are just your standard pentode IF amps. Here's the multiplex section over here. I'm not sure what dimension is, but I'm not about ready to mess around with it. I'm sure it has something to do with, you know, decoding the stereo. Got the, I think this cap, I can't remember if I restuffed that cap or not, to tell you the truth. I still have caps in the back. I'm pretty sure when I recapped this thing, I know I went through and got all the old Japanese oil-filled paper caps. They're notoriously leaky, and I replaced them with those China yellow caps. But I don't recall if I put new electrolytics. I might have put a couple in, but if I remember right, these all tested out really well. I just left them alone, you know. they test perfect. I just can't see the point in replacing things just for the sake of replacing it. But anyway, that's the top of it with the cover off, so you can see what goes on the inside. Anyway, I just wanted to show it to you. I don't have it hooked up for the stereo, for the phono. I guess I could do that later. Anyway, I got the one of the tests I wanted to do was on those little Minimus Radio Shack speakers. I think they're called Minimus 7s. I bought those a million years ago. And I don't know if I did a video on this Allied or not, but that's an Allied 333, which I think is a Radio Shack copy of a Pioneer tube stereo. Can't remember the number it is, like SX70 or something like that. Anyway, that's a nice little stereo, but I don't think it performs anywhere near as well as this Kenwood. I think it uses the same tubes for outputs. I think it also uses 6BM8 outputs, but there's something about this one that just doesn't perform as well. I also notice I have a problem with the volume on this. That's when I turn it all the way down, I still have a pretty significant amount of volume coming through. So I think one of those pots might be opening up, or something wrong with the ground side of the pot. I'll have to deal with that at some point in the future. But frankly, I don't really care about that stereo. I mean, it's a cute stereo, but I don't think. But like I said, it does not perform like this Kenwood. So anyway, if you're looking to get a tube stereo, don't overlook these Kenwoods if you happen to come across one. At least, like I said, this is a KW-44 Kenwood. I'm very impressed with it. Really is a nice build, well built. You'll have to recap it for sure, but once you do that, solid stereo. Thanks for watching. Bye.